Ever wonder what if the digital trip framework doesn't work for my kid? You are not alone. In this video, we're going to talk about that fear, what it really means, and why hitting a wall might actually be the moment it's working. Let's be honest. You've heard me talk about the digital trip framework. You've seen the stories, the structure, the promise of raising kids who thrive online without losing their mind or yours. But maybe you've wondered, what if it doesn't work? What if I do everything right and my kid still zones out on screens, still picks up toxic habits online, still tunes me out? In this video, we're going to talk about that fear head on. And by the end, you'll walk away with something stronger than a strategy: belief in your role as a parent, even when the system gets tested. Here's the tension you're probably sitting in right now. You've tried routines, you've tried limits, you tried being chill, you tried being strict. Nothing seems to stick. You feel like you're doing all the right things, but your child still reaches for the screen like it's oxygen. You try to start conversations, but they barely respond. You give them the tools, but they act like they'd rather have TikTok raise them. And now a parenting framework comes along and you want to believe in it, but your inner voice whispers, what if I'm the exception? What if my kid is just wired differently? What if I fail at this too? I had the same moment a few months ago. My 8-year-old son and I had been working through the digital trip framework. We talked about screen balance. We made a tech plan. We even role played what to do when he saw something weird online. Then one night I walked into a room and saw him watching something we had clearly agreed not to. My stomach sank. I wanted to yell. I wanted to throw the tablet out the window. I thought, how can this happen? We've done the work. But then I remembered something crucial. This is not a light switch process. And this is where most parents fall off, right at the first sign of failure. The truth is, no parenting framework works 100% of the time because your child isn't a project, they're a person. The problem isn't the digital trip framework. The problem is the myth of perfection. We live in a world where everything is built for speed. Quick fixes, instant results, overnight transformations. But parenting, that's a slow burn. And digital parenting, that's even harder because you're not just raising a child, you're raising a human in a world designed to distract them. The real enemy, the system that profits from your child's attention and makes you think you're failing if they don't get it overnight. Here's what makes the digital trip framework different. It doesn't rely on shame. It doesn't collapse when your kid messes up. It grows with your child and with you. The failures aren't proof it's broken, they're proof it's working. Why? Because now you have a way to respond instead of react. That moment with my son didn't destroy our progress, it deepened it because I didn't freak out. I asked questions, I reminded him of the plan that we made together, and instead of retreating, he opened up. That's what success looks like in a digital world. Not perfection, but presence. Not flawless outcomes, but courageous conversations. So let's set the record straight. Yes, your child will still push boundaries. They will still be drawn to screens. Yes, you will still have moments that feel like backsliding. But with the digital trip, you'll have a framework to return to, shared language, a clear path forward, because the goal isn't compliance, the goal is connection. And every time you come back to the table, even after a misstep, you're showing your child something no app ever will. That guidance doesn't quit when things get messy, it shows up. Here's the shift. The digital trip framework isn't about getting your child to behave. It's about helping them become someone who can lead themselves online. And that's not a one-time fix. That's legacy work. So if you tried the trip and hit a wall, good. You're in a good place. Walls mean growth. Tension means transformation is happening. Imagine this. Your child makes a mistake and comes to you first. They question what they see online, not just consume it. They know how to navigate because you taught them how. That's not fantasy. That's what the digital trip framework was built for. So if you're in the messy middle right now, keep going. If you're doubting yourself, stay in the work. If it feels like it's not working, that's where it is working the most. Subscribe if this spoke to your heart. Share with a parent who's on the edge of giving up. And remember, you're not just raising a perfect digital child, you're raising a powerful digital leader. And they are learning from watching you. If you're stuck in the middle of the mess, This is your reminder. Don't quit. Hit subscribe and share this with a parent who needs to hear that progress isn't always pretty, but it's still progress.